We're at the New York Toy Fair 2020. Okay, so we're going to be asking questions for Beyblade Burst Rise, anything that can be answered. The first question is going to be for the waves and how all that works, because I asked before and you answered.
Absolutely.
How are the waves going to work for starters, singles, 2-packs, like etc.?
So for the starters, we have 5 waves planned this year.
Okay.
You'll see them throughout the year. The singles, we have 4 waves, as well as the dual packs, 4 waves as well. So you'll be seeing those released pretty consistently throughout the year.
So it can be like a good distribution compared to, let's say, like Turbo, which was like very spaced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of waves planned this year, so we're pretty excited about it.
So in regards to the Hypersphere stuff, so I've seen there's Hypersphere. I've even seen some Slingshot being pushed forward. By any chance, will Switchstrike maybe have something for the future, maybe in Rise, or?
That would be something to talk to development for the Beyblade Burst team about.
All right.
But we are carrying forward Slingshot, as you mentioned, because there is the demand for that still, due to obviously the backwards compatibility of all of the Beyblade Burst tops. So
Okay.
Hypersphere and Slingshot, we will see.
So, fair enough, fair enough. So in terms of all these bays and the releases in the stadiums, is there anything else we can expect with these stadiums? Because I know this one says the Vortex Stadium, spring, whatever. Are we going to maybe see like every single year they do a stadium, they do like a stadium for like spring, summer, and then after they should do like a tournament set near like winter time?
So we don't have an exact schedule put out for things like that, but really our goal right now for the Beyblade Burst line, starting with Hypersphere moving forward, is that innovation and bringing tech across the line, whether it's stadiums, tops, launchers, so that we can constantly give the players the edge up and the ability to level up their gameplay.
So compared to, let's say, like Slingshot, the main thing to take away from this is that more content to be put out than before, so that people can expect a lot more to see regardless of sadness, whatever.
The focus is on innovation in gameplay and really giving the most competitive edge to the players that we can.
So that's why there's also a lot of push on the Battle League, like this year especially, with how much tournaments are in Battle League or even in-store stuff. The app's pushing in a lot with all the Hypersphere stuff. The Hypersphere stuff is slowly coming onto the app, maybe a few bugs need to get fixed, but regardless, it's getting like pushed.
Exactly. The battle leagues on the app are a big deal, again, to just create more of that competition. The sponsored battle leagues, which you'll see coming out as well. Yes, there are tournaments happening, school clubs being formed, so on and so forth. So it's all about...
How many users?
The app at the end of 2019 had over 31 million unique users. Just recently, we hit 1 billion battles.
Oof, that's
on the
crazy.
app alone, yes.
So with the app, when it comes to, I'm just gonna ask, probably can't answer, but for like updates, right? Because usually the app either updates like every 2 months, every 3 months, not at all. In terms of updates, is it gonna be a little bit more consistent or just whenever happens, happens?
We're always taking feedback with the app itself, so therefore that would be a question for the app
team.
development team exactly on update schedules, so on and so forth, but you know, we're always...
And it's coordinated with the releases, right? The app is coordinated with the releases.
So like
you come out and the app updates?
That's also a development schedule, because sometimes if there's something that perhaps they feel needs to be fixed or what have you,
they just won't fix it.
Out, yes.
Okay, so you know, fair enough on that. I was gonna ask something. This is just like a general question, but you know, a lot of people have been asking: is there maybe some way, let's say, maybe like some sort of like Hasbro or the Beyblade team can make maybe some sort of survey where the fans can maybe say what releases maybe they want, or you know, like so sometimes you'll see with brands, they'll be like, okay, we can't do everything, but we'll give you like maybe a list of stuff, or you tell us which and why, and maybe they could look into it. So just the general idea is maybe, is there a way maybe fans could put input to that, or is that just like a team?
I know a lot of that falls on the Hasbro team, and so you'll hear a lot of the information from that, but I can tell you that they are avidly watching the Beyblade community
for like
and following and monitoring the word of mouth through there to get, you know, feedback.
Pulse.
For what? Oh, okay.
Pulse,
So there's like Hasbro Pulse, right? And I was gonna ask it. I probably can't answer, but I saw on Pulse like a lot of times there's like exclusive content only on there online. Is this maybe something that could be good for Beyblade, or maybe something to try out? Like
that'd be something to talk to the Pulse team about. Yeah.
So I did see there's some old gen bays. In specific, I do know they haven't done. I know they've done like most of like the older ones, whatever. I'm just wondering if it is maybe possible to answer this. There are bays that are like Drigger Fang or like the Metal Fight Bay remix. Maybe sometime down the line, because I know they've been kind of doing like 2-pack releases on this stuff. Could we maybe see the older remakes that Takarotami's recently done on this stuff, or maybe? Time will tell.
Time will tell. That will be a development question as well. Obviously, the animation series is hugely popular, so we are aware
pushing
of
on the anime,
the popularity of the characters and the different bases throughout the series. So that would be what they have in development, and that would be a question they would answer.
So, in terms of in like the anime and the animation, right? There's like Hyperflux, which is where like the base turned golden, whatever. Now I saw in the sets. You did that with Golden Judgment Dragon. Now, obviously, with Takarotami, they did like 1 in every 72, Gold Turbo, blah, 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 blah. Is Hasbro going to do more of this golden stuff, or just like, nah, just for the set, just for the once, or?
Again, when it comes to character development, they're aware of the popularity of the series and what the fan base enjoys.
Sure.
So they're developing different types of bays and releasing them in the different waves. I kind of mentioned those statistics before.
Yes.
How those are going to be coming out. So we'll have to wait and see exactly if there's a pattern to it or which characters they're developing, but that's something they have in-house and they would answer for you.
Okay, so for like the new Hypersphere system, they have a lot of these bays, whatever, and it's different from Takarotami because this time around, instead of having the layer weight, the chip, blah, 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 layer base, they have just the chip and the base. So for some releases, like let's say Lord Spryzen, where in the original Takarotami it was dual spin, I'm assuming what Hasbro is going to do is that they'll do one release where it's right and one release where it's left, like how they did with Devilos, because Devilos originally was like a dual spin chip. They did Venom, buy the 2-pack to get the other one. So for stuff that has multiple like spin direction, is Hasbro just going to do the strategy where it's, okay, you want that, get this release, because obviously they can't just work with this, because the system that they have to work with what they have, right?
It's all going to be, based on the system, and they're going to have to
work with it
and then develop and release it as they see fit. And again, that would be another development team question on the timing of all those releases and spin directions and so forth.
So I did notice, and this was actually something I didn't even expect, it was Cosmic Valtryek. It's the red and the orange one. So none of the listings we found, none of the research, out of nowhere, a surprise. So this was from originally Random Booster in the Japanese product, right? So is Hasbro going to, because you said they're going to do like a lot of waves compared to, let's say, like before, right? Or like a little bit more.
We have 5
star
waves, 4 singles and 4 duels.
So is Hasbro going to maybe be doing more of those prize random booster bays? Because I know that they did Myth. So there's some bays like we found lists, so like Knockout Odin, Myth Odux for an example. Is Hasbro going to be kind of like, to add content to Rise, they're going to maybe be trying to do some of that? Or is it maybe just because it's Valtryek and it's because it's related to the Valtryek in the anime, that's why? Or?
Which characters will be in which waves, that is information that the Beyblade Burst has for Rise, and they would be the ones to be able to provide you that.
Okay, so for the new launcher setup for the thing, I believe it was like $19.99, $20, whatever, right? The Apocalypse Blade launcher.
Yes, that is $19.99.
So with the launcher and everything, looks like it's similar just to the Sword launcher released before. Nice recolor of the launcher. When can we maybe expect it? Like, obviously it depends on the retailers, but like, when would you say, okay, maybe around this time you can kind of expect it?
You can probably expect it about spring 2020.
So like, okay, and the same with the set then, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So like spring 2020, is that going to be like spring 2020 or like summer?
That'll probably depend on
the retailer,
Hasbro distribution. And
okay, so before Hasbro did some exclusives with Slingshot, they did one in Target with Brutal Lunar and Hercules. GameStop, they did Zootron, Kirbyus, whatever, right? Is Hasbro going to maybe be doing similar to before? It doesn't have to be like every single star, but obviously, like, are they going to do like exclusives like before?
Are they going to be doing exclusives?
Is it planned?
You would have to talk to Hasbro PR to find out where those exclusives are going to be.
Fair enough.
And what those are. Yep.
So in terms of Hypersurf, all this stuff, so they're doing starters, doing singles, doing 2-packs, launcher, sets. Is there going to be maybe some surprises that you can't say right now?
That's
maybe.
why there's surprises.
Fair enough.
And armor comes in around the fall.
So that's why we call them surprises.
Something I'm actually wondering, so in terms of the distribution, because before in Slingshot Canada, like that, crazy, US took a while, this time around it's a little bit different on the distribution, it always depends on the retailers, but you were talking about this before. So in terms of how the content's released, right, can we expect it like less gaps in between? Because for Slingshot, it was sort of like this, 4 months,
that
this.
may depend just on the region and where you are, and obviously their distribution plan. What I can tell you in regards to popularity, the starter packs up there is the #1 SKU across the Hasbro brand.
Makes sense.
Not just Beyblade Burst, Hasbro. So that is how popular the Hypersphere tech is currently, and looking forward to more, obviously.
Okay. So I don't think there's anything else. I was gonna, no, that's it. Well, I was gonna ask it. I have to ask it regardless.
Hey,
like,
you can ask it.
So, I know with Hypersphere, they're not maybe including the frames because whatever, frames get in the way, blah, blah, blah. So there's like the proof frame, dagger frame, there's some stuff that was missed in Slingshot, right?
Okay.
And there's even some stuff maybe missed out, like Apocalypse, okay, gave it 0, okay. It comes with, originally it was 0 dagger from the animation, right? Harmony Pegasus had proof, right? Well, you get the idea. Is there any possible way maybe there could be some sort of release with at least like the missing frames? Because obviously they can't just like redo all the parts to do the original, like whatever. But for like the frames from before, at least the frames that at least appear in the animation, is there any possible way maybe we could see something like that? At least if it's in a 2-pack or something like that?
It'd be a conversation to have with the Rise team, the Beyblade Burst team, just because
I know,
of obviously
I know.
the desire from the fan base. So they would have to. You'd have to talk to them about that one.
So in terms of the bays that are, like you say, popularity, right? And a lot of bays are not from the animation. Like Lord Spryzen's popular bay, but not in the animation. So in terms of choices for bays, is Hasbro just gonna pick like that, or is it gonna be like, okay, you wanna know what? Because we need to have this many bays for this wave, we'll maybe pick this one. Like how does like the bays get like chosen, like in general?
That's the magic science from the team there. And
like flip a coin?
So you'd have to ask them. They
Gotta set an appointment.
Yep.
All right.
You gotta set up an appointment and talk to them about how they're selecting which ones are coming in which waves.
Okay, so yeah, that's fair enough. I did notice on some. Okay, so for the Cosmic Valtryek thing, something I did actually like is so for the Cosmic Kraken thing. Minor complaint was just what do you call it, like the deca, like the paint on the thing. I noticed on some bays, like there's like it depends on which release, right? But I noticed on this one, it does actually have good detail because even though it's like hollow and it's just one piece of what Hasbro does it, there's not the extra layer or whatever. I did notice it has good paint applications. There's actually the yellow part there, the orange part. So, are they gonna try to? And just in general, in terms of detail, are we gonna maybe see a little bit more detailed, or is it just gonna? What can we expect when we see like visually on the products, like aesthetically on it?
No. As I mentioned before, we are always paying attention to that social community and listening to kind of just the word of mouth about Beyblade Burst, and we take that into consideration, and then the team's work
and then
to develop, and so that would be on them to answer any specifics about the design and development.
Okay. So just like something maybe to leave off with, just because, asked a lot and not everything can be answered. For this video, I don't know when it's going to be published, but eventually, right? I was thinking of maybe asking, like the fans and the viewers that are watching right now, if they could put input for what they've seen so far. And if it is possible, then maybe I could forward the video and try to maybe send it, or
We do all the time.
Yeah.
if they could take a look into it, because a lot of the fans are passionate, and some are all right with the system, but obviously some want, we want just like the normal Switchstrike release, and there's only so much I can say and talk and whatever. So is maybe
You would have to talk to Hasbro Communications and see how you can submit anything to them and go from there.
All right, that's I feel like that's it. That's the most we could get answered. I guess for the stadium thing, I was just gonna ask about. I don't know if we showed the back of the box of the thing, but for the new, just to end off, because I forgot to ask about the stadium set.
Yeah, no,
so you can customize this. There's two different ways. There's the one we just tried out that we demoed, the green thing, and you'll notice that the shape of it, kind of, you were saying it kind of goes a little bit lower, and you're gonna actually notice that it still works with the design, because you're gonna notice it's still gonna go around. So, in terms of this set and everything. So it comes with Apocalypse, comes with Golden Judgment Dragon. So you can just have this set up, and then after the other playing style. So what was kind of like the idea with this?
Well, again, one of the things that everyone loves about the Beyblade Burst system, right, is our 3-part system, and the customization of it, and the ability to really cater it towards whatever your particular strategy is.
And then after the stadium.
This, yes, is our first customizable stadium.
I think that's really good.
Gives you the ability to not only change your approach with your tops, but also to change the gameplay within the actual set or one match in the setting itself. Yes, by removing that ramp, so therefore you essentially have 2 stadiums in one, so that then you can add another wrinkle to kind of up that gameplay and really compete head to head.
And I think it's good because, you know, like with Tekka Utami, the stadium, they probably like did 1 or 2 variations, but generally they just did the same stadium over. What I like about Hasbro is that maybe not like the older ones, but at least with the later stuff, it is experimental for a lot of the stuff. Sometimes it's good. You get the. I think this is a good idea, and I would love to see the system get expanded and all, because the idea of customizing a stadium, like, okay, Beyblades you can customize nice, but customizing a stadium just sounds really good, and seems like a good system for the thing.
We need to do a skin.
It does look really cool. So
depends on the animation.
Yep. No, it's all again.
All in the animation.
Based on.
I mean, this is just like a random thing, but like the apocalypse is from the anime.
It's bringing the tech innovation.
Yeah.
New challenges to those gamers, right, and those avid Beyblade fans, in order to really enhance the gameplay and fuel the spirit of competition.
Just last few things asked. So I know it's about the launcher thing. So is there any other like?
Switchstrike? No.
No, we already asked that. We asked that. So with the launcher or whatever, is there going to be anything else kind of like this planned for Rise, or is it going to be similar to how they usually do, like a set, just a launcher? Or they maybe gonna, not like another launcher, but some sort of like format of like a setup, or like because you know Hasbro done like 3.
Other than the launchers that we have out here today, obviously the rest of that would be development, because they're always working to bring that innovation across the tech. Stadiums, launchers, tops, right? So they don't want to forget about anything. They want to make sure they're working to level up every aspect of the gameplay. So specifics you would have to direct to them.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That is the mission now, is really in the 4th year of Beyblade Burst, really making sure that that innovation across all the tech to enhance the gameplay.
So I did notice on, I think it was, I don't know if it's launcher the same, but I did notice that I read the date 2022 for the app, obviously meaning Beyblade's going to keep on going for a while with Hasbro and everything. So the anime, before in the animation it was like actually 51 episodes, 20 minutes, but because, you know, how they did in Japan, it's 11 minutes, you got to combine it for the dub, so it's 26 episodes in total. So
Season 4 has 26 episodes.
So with how that's going to work and everything, like, are they going to try to? Because
catch up really fast.
Do the products catch up? Is it going to just be like the dub is going to slow down for the episodes? Is the idea maybe just to release the episodes as the products are coming out, or?
That is a distribution question.
Fair enough.
With the animation.
So in terms of Rise, are we going to expect Rise for like? Is Rise going to go on a little bit longer? So what I mean by that is, usually with how it works, like for an example with Slingshot, I think the last Slingshot thing was the tournament set, and that came out, when did that Slingshot tournament?
For us in September.
Came out in September. So like so usually they end around September, and then after New Wave, Fall kind of starts around that time. Is Rise going to kind of try to extend it a little bit further? Is it just going to be like, whatever happens, happens?
Well, Hypersphere is the new tech for 2020 that we're excited about. Obviously, again, scheduling, that's all the
depends on the thing.
Team, and depends on how the performance and feedback from the fan base and so on and so forth. So that would be a question for them as well. Yep.
All right.
They pull all the strings.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, man.
Helping.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching. All right, so I'm gonna leave it just on this image here, just talking about the Q&A for the stuff. So this is just afterthoughts on the thing. I don't think I'll put music for this whole thing, but just to explain it. So I asked a lot of questions on the stuff. The one thing for sure that they said, I kept on pressing on. Okay, so first of all, they said they were gonna do Slingshot because apparently there's still demand for it. Okay, whatever. So I don't know if it's during the thing, but I know for sure after the interview, I did push the fact that Switchstrike is something that people want. Like, I kept on saying it and I explained it. Switchstrike is something that people want to see. I tried to explain the fact that in Turbo Valtryek, Dread Hades, the Switchstrike stuff that came in Turbo was positively received. It's something that people want to see. I said that it's fine if they want to do this whole system and whatever, but a lot of people just want to see the regular release like Switchstrike. And I have to explain it because obviously in the interview, see how much I push, and obviously there's, the conversation I had after the thing when it was recorded. So if you want my own personal take on this, I do not think they're going to be doing Switchstrike for Rise or even at all anymore. At all. Because I think it's done. If they do it, they do it, but most likely not.
It's done.
Because every time I asked about Switchstrike, the face that I got when I was saying, Switchstrike, are you going to do more of it? Or, obviously, wait to see. And something I actually do want to put off in just saying in this thing, because I don't want to make this too long, is I do want people to comment on this, not because, because you want people to comment on your video to get the attention. No. The thing is because I want, you don't have to, first of all, you don't have to like see every single minute of whatever, but through the stuff that you've seen and through general stuff that you want to phrase to Hasbro, what are some stuff that are constructive you want to see Hasbro do? How do you want to see them do it and explain it? I want to see like some feedback on this stuff, because what I'm going to try to do is that whatever comments are on this video, I'm going to send it to whoever I have to send it to and try to get the input from them to see, okay, I did these videos on the thing, I did coverage, these are what the fans were asking for, these are what the fans do. A lot of people think that for some reason they don't listen. No, a lot of times, you'll hear it last year, I even think they said it this year, if not, they are aware of what people say. They are aware, so if people say, is it trash, whatever, they are aware of what people say. They have people who actually see what the actual people are saying. Yes, they are aware of even forums of them talking about them. They're aware of it. They're aware of who says what says whatever, right? That's why I'm saying, and I want to push this, let's try our best. Say whatever you got to say. Obviously, don't be like aggressive or negative. And just moving forward with that. Just moving forward with that. Please, let's get some comments. Just like say like, okay, you want to know what? I like this and that, but maybe for the future, if Hasbro could do this, or maybe just try to do this limited, whatever, that'd be great. Again, you'll notice in the interview, just end off. You'll notice that I'll ask a lot of questions, but not too many answers. Again, I try my best to ask everything that I could possible, and that's where we're going to end off the video.
Well, you're going to try to get the answers.
Yeah. Well, we tried our best to get the answers on the stuff. But again, that's going to be it for now. Thank you all for watching. Have an awesome and amazing day.